Knowledge Bandara, an animated video presenting the world's best-selling books. Hello friends, welcome back to Knowledge Bandara. This week I'm unfolding the Effortless English. It's a language learning system created by A.J. Hoge that helps learners to become fluent speakers of English. In this book, you will learn how to reprogram your negative emotions about English, develop confidence when speaking and follow powerful and effective road to fluency. You will also learn how to use English to improve your career and achieve the success you want. In next several chapters, I'll describe effortless English in detail and also explain philosophy behind it. And also I'll tell you why both psychology and methods are important in language learning. And also I'll teach you how to use this system. So let's get into the video. The effortless is the result, not the beginning. Your goal is to speak English effortlessly. You want the words to flow without thinking, without translating, without worry or hesitation. You want to speak English just as you speak your own native language. Effortless speaking is the final result, and sometimes it takes a lot of effort to become effortless. After so many years of traditional learning, students are confused. When they try to speak, they constantly think about grammar and translations. First they think of a sentence in their own language, then they translate into English, then they think about grammar, and finally they speak. Instead of feeling nervous, imagine if you suddenly and automatically felt powerful every time you spoke English. What if you automatically felt more excited every time you learned English? This change alone would improve your speaking. Each day, just before you begin learning English, you will create this peak emotion. As you repeat this process every day, these strong positive feelings will become connected to English. Eventually, every time you hear or use English, you will automatically feel energized, positive and excited. You have broken the old negative anchor and replaced it with a new positive one. There are two parts of effortless English system, the psychology and the method. Most schools, most teachers and most learners focus only on the method. In other words, they are solely focused on the English language pieces, vocabulary and grammar. Instead, follow these 6 steps. First, focus on listening and understanding before speaking. The Effortless English program places a strong emphasis on developing listening skills as the foundation for language learning. According to Hoge, traditional language learning methods place too much emphasis on grammar rules and writing, which can be overwhelming and discouraging for learners. He argues that learners should focus on listening and understanding the language first, and that speaking skill will naturally develop over time. By listening to English being spoken by native speakers, learners can get used to the sounds, intonation and rhythm of the language. They can also improve their vocabulary, grammar and comprehension skills. Additionally, by focusing on understanding what is being said, learners can develop their ability to infer meaning from context and pick up new phrases and expressions. Once learners have built a strong foundation in listening and understanding, they can start to practice speaking. By doing so, they can further develop their pronunciation, fluency and confidence in using the language. However, it is important to remember that speaking is a skill that requires practice and feedback, and that making mistake is a natural part of learning process. Second, use mini stories and other engaging materials. In addition to using authentic materials, Hoge recommends that learners utilize engaging and interesting materials as a way to motivate them and to make language learning fun. He believes that language learning should be enjoyable and that learners should use materials that are interesting and engaging for them. One of the key tools that Hoge uses in his program is the mini story. Mini stories are short stories that are designed to be simple and easy to understand. They are designed to help learners to develop their listening skills by focusing on the meaning of the language rather than on a grammar or vocabulary. The stories are also designed to be engaging and interesting, which can help to motivate learners to continue practicing. In addition to mini stories, Hoge recommends using other engaging materials such as songs, podcasts, movies and TV shows as a way to make language learning fun and enjoyable. By using materials that are interesting and engaging, learners are more likely to stay motivated and to continue continue practicing. Third, focus on meaning of the language, not just the words. Hoge believes that language learners should focus on understanding the meaning behind the language rather than just memorizing vocabulary words. He argues that understanding the context and meaning of the language is key to developing natural and intuitive understanding of how the language works. To help learners focus on the meaning of the language, Hoge recommends using materials that are designed to be simple and easy to understand, such as mini stories. He also recommends using materials that are interesting and engaging, as this can help to motivate learners to continue practicing and to develop deeper understanding of the language. In addition, Hoge recommends using a whole language approach, where learners focus on understanding the meaning of the language as a whole rather than breaking it down into individual words or grammar rules. By understanding the meaning of the language, learners are better able to use the language in real life communication. Fourth, practice consistently and regularly. Hoge stresses the importance of consistent and regular practice in language learning. He recommends practicing for at least 30 minutes a day, even if it is just a few minutes at a time. Hoge believes that consistent and regular practice is the key to becoming fluent in English. This helps to build a habit of practicing and keeps the language fresh in the learner's mind. Hoge also recommends using spaced repetition techniques to review materials at increasing intervals. This means that learners should review materials several times with increasing intervals between each review. This helps to reinforce learning and to ensure that material is retained in the learner's memory. In addition to consistent and regular practice, Hoge recommends that learners practice in a relaxed and enjoyable way. He believes that learners should focus on meaning of the language rather than on grammar rules and vocabulary lists. By practicing in a relaxed and enjoyable way, learners are more likely to stay motivated and to continue practicing. Moving on, fifth, develop a positive mindset. Hoge believes that positive mindset is crucial to language learning success. He encourages learners to adopt a growth mindset where they believe that their skills and abilities can be developed through practice and hard work. He also encourages learners to embrace mistakes and to view them as opportunities for learning. Hoge recommends that learners focus on their progress rather than on their mistakes or shortcomings. By focusing on their progress, learners are more likely to stay motivated and to continue practicing. In addition, Hoge encourages learners to use positive affirmations and visualization techniques to reinforce their learning and to stay motivated. By using positive affirmations and visualization techniques, learners can develop a positive attitude towards language learning and can stay focused on their goals. Finally, engage in social learning. Hoge believes that social learning is an important part of language learning. He recommends that learners engage in social learning by practicing with others, whether it's through conversation partners, language exchange programs, or group classes. By practicing with others, learners can get feedback on their language skills and can develop their speaking and listening skills in a natural and interactive way. Social learning also provides opportunities for learners to practice in real life situations, which can be helpful for developing fluency and confidence. Overall, the Effortless English program emphasizes the importance of developing listening skills, using engaging and interesting materials, focus on the meaning of the language, practice consistently and regularly, adopting a positive mindset, and finally engaging social learning. By following these principles, learners can become fluent speakers of English in an enjoyable and efficient way. In this week book recommendation, I would recommend The Upside Down King, Unusual Tales About Rama and Krishna. This book was written by Sudha Murthy. This book gives so many unheard stories about Rama and Krishna. For example, who was Valmiki before he was a sage and why he was named Valmiki. There are so many such things. You can read this book if you love mythology and want to connect some of the dots which were not there in Ramayana and Mahabharata literature. So that's it. See you in my next video. Bye.